Hello, my name is Sreshta Reddy. I'm from India School, Hyderabad. I am studying in 8th grade currently, and my book is called The Threads of Destiny.
Yeah, okay. So, hi, Shrishta. It is great meeting you. My name is Khadija, and we'll be talking about your book and your journey as an author today.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you, and thank you so much for having me. It brings me great pleasure.
It's the same here. All right. So, you told us the name of the book, and it's a very it's a unique name. So, how did you come up with the idea of this book?
There's this girl in my book who's like working super hard to make her dreams come true. And when you see that, you would think of the word destiny, like it came up to me. And I had a lot of other ideas like fashion, something, and fast fashion or something. But yeah, and like making the dress requires material and work, right? So I decided to combine threads and destiny, but I also thought of threads of the future or threads of hard work. And I also discussed the names with my mom, and we both agreed that threads of destiny was the best name. So
That's really great. And did you come up with the plot of the story beforehand, or did you think of the title of the book before and then you started writing the book? How did it happen?
yeah, so the plot was like probably one of the most difficult parts since I've written like another book, but I haven't published it before. So I used a few ideas from movies about fashion. So I decided to come up with something interesting. Like the first few parts are her life is so good, and she gets like this great opportunity. But like sometimes there's always someone who's jealous of you and it wants you. So the sabotage part was like probably the plot. So and I watched another video about it and I thought it was really interesting and I decided to implement that.
That's really great. And what's the other book that you have written?
Well, the other book I haven't published it. It was just for like some task I had in English class, and it was a good story. So yeah, that's what. And
Or
I got good feedback from my
this
teacher.
book that you have written, this is the first book that you have published on the BriBooks
Yeah.
platform. And did
Yes.
you, I mean, even before you were introduced to the BriBooks platform, did you ever think of becoming an author?
I didn't really think about sharing my writing with others because I was worried about how what they would think and that I would be judged. So yeah, that's sharing it with other people. But I have always been interested in stories.
So, what I wanted to ask was, when you started writing your book, there must be, some challenges that you must have faced, either, deciding on the plot that you've shared with me already, or selecting the right pictures.
Yeah.
But as you said that, earlier when you did not think to
Yeah.
author, you at least must have had some kind of a plot in your mind. Uh, so now that you have become a published author, how was your journey entirely? From writing the book to publishing it to marketing, how is the entire experience of it?
Well, it has been amazing. I did face a few challenges through the way. Like before I published it, when I was in the writing process, I was like about to finish it. I had like 2 or 3 pages in mind, but one of my pages got deleted accidentally when I was like trying to go through the paper. So yeah, that was one of the challenges I faced. But it's a part of the process. So after I published it, I had to experiment with a few titles, like the design. So yeah, that was definitely a bit challenging, but it was really exciting. And after I published the book, people in the first few days I didn't really share it because I thought it was gonna just happen naturally. But after a while, I just started sharing the book with my friends, my mom's friends, my her colleagues, and it was going really well. So and it went really well apart from a few days when I had really low sales, but and I was a bit discouraged, but it's a part of the process, I guess. I so yeah, it was okay.
That's great. And now that you have written your book and you have went through all of the steps of becoming an author, if there were advice that you wish to give to other authors who are beginning to write their first book or aspire to become authors, what would that one tip or advice would be?
It would be to always stay on. I have a few tips in mind for them. It's to believe in themselves because they are good enough, and they will. And even though there might be some people who are not encouraging them enough, they should know that they are going to make it. And another one is to always stay organized and never procrastinate because that's probably one of the biggest issues. And always jot down every single idea you get because you never know if it's actually gonna give you the best book and best writing ever.
So I what with the book and the description that you've described, I understand that this is a fiction book, right? Uh, so are there
No, it's a non-fiction
specific?
book.
It's not a
It's a
fiction book.
non-fiction. It's a non-fiction.
It's a non-fiction. All right. So are there other genres of the book that maybe in future you would want to explore or write about?
I definitely want to try fiction because I didn't really think it was my type because most of the books I've read, apart from the Harry Potter series, were all non-fiction and related to mystery. So I would definitely want to try out fiction because J.K. Rowling is one of my favorite authors.
So if you were to name, one of your favorite book, what would that be?
I am not actually sure right now. I think I have to I actually, it takes me a while to come up with the name because I always thought that I wasn't the most creative person when it comes to coming up with titles.
All right. And what would be one of if one of the favorite part of the book that you have written, or something that you relate to most? Which part would that be?
It would definitely be the part where where the main character was sabotaged by one of the colleagues.
Would you like to
It
read
would probably
some part of the book?
what?
Would you like to read some part of your book?
Yes, it would definitely be the part where she was sabotaged and she was very discouraged, but she kept on pushing through.
That's great. And because we understand that becoming a published author is not just about writing an amazing book. It is an entire journey. From after publishing the book, you also have to try and figure out the marketing. So I mean, how did you get through it? And if anybody helped you in that, how did that journey go?
Well, the person that always helped me out and always made me believe in myself would be my mother.
And
She was like,
so
she was
sorry,
there
go
for me
ahead, go ahead.
throughout the process. And in the beginning, I actually did not tell her when I signed up, but when I was like probably in the second chapter, I decided to tell her, and I'm like, Mom, would you tell all of your colleagues to buy my book? And she's like, of course I will. Throughout the process, she always kept me focused on the goal and finishing my book.
And once you finished your book, you did you go to either your mom or somebody to kind of either proofread your book, or did you proofread it yourself?
I proofread it myself. I didn't actually let my mom read my book. I wanted to keep it a surprise for her.
Okay, so when you got the first copy of your book in your hand, how did that feel?
I was actually very excited that I qualified for one of the parts of the entire process. It was definitely exciting, and to the person who and when I told my mom that this person bought it, she was like, "That's amazing," and I wasn't, and yeah, it was actually really exciting for me. And after everyone else started buying
Correct.
my book, it felt amazing.
Yes, because you get to see that a lot of people in the world want to read your book, the book that you have written. You have your name on it. It's a big achievement. It's a huge achievement in itself. All right, Shrishta, it is great talking to you. If there's anything else that you want to share, either about the book or anything, maybe it
Um,
we'll be happy to hear that.
anyway, I don't think I have anything else to share, but if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me.
I think that's it. I mean, we've asked all of the questions that we wanted to know. Congratulations, your book is doing good, and we wish you a lot of luck for the future. We would want you to become, a renowned published author. May you, win a lot of awards, and we would like to see many more books written by you. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Miss. It was great talking to you.
Same here. Bye bye.
Bye.